Right, the hook on this new home is a bit interesting. So the shuttle driver has no spring on it, and the race is all in the front part here, so you kind of gotta balance the hook in there and then get that outer race shuffled around on there, and then these mounting screws with the springs spring on each one of these. Go in. Alright, here's the tensioner for that new home 15 clone. So I'm going to start by removing the nut and the cone spring, and then this is our retractor pin and the 2 tension discs. Looks like those are going to need a polish and cleaning. And I was right. There is a broken spring in there. So take the screw out of the side here. This body lifts out, and then I don't know how that spring is held in there. Oh, there are threads in here. Okay, so this is, the stem is threaded in there. So we'll get a I'm gonna have to get a grip on this and get that stem unthreaded. Probably use some penetrating oil and heat to get in there and get that spring out. I have the parts for this tensioner for the new home 15 clone, but I still haven't found the hook that I'm gonna need. I was right. The stem is screwed into the body here. Sorry. So put our new spring on the stem and screw it down into the body here. And I want to make sure that we rotate this around. Like, I like to preload these springs. It's going to ride in this gap here. So I've got it about a quarter turn preloaded. Tighten this down. And now that stem is in there securely, and then the spring comes up and it'll have some flip now. And we got 2 tension discs, and then this tension release that'll go over it. But it occurs to me that that all works once our body is in the main faceplate. The 2 holes here This first one is where the release comes in. This is the place that I'll need to install the hook for the tensioner. So we'll get that gap lined up where the hook will be, and then I'll get our screw to hold the tension body in. And then our discs and the release sandwich all together there. And our beehive spring and the nut on top. Alright, now I just need to find a hook to put in this hole to finish redoing this tensioner. Okay, so we assembled this, and I realized this piece was missing, and I went looking for a replacement, and I found one, but not from Singer 15. I thought, what about going to the hardware store? So I found these with the screw end on them, and I took one and cut it off and polished, because these are chopped up and stamped at the factory, so I did polish this with a Dremel and cut it off, and it fits right in there. So I'm going to grab a hammer and give it a little tap so that hook is in place here. Alright, I'm going to get the camera out of the way and find a better way to tap on that, but I'm going to finish driving this in place so that we can thread this up and test it out.